Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. The sheriff goes to take care of these duties.
Yep, I don't necessarily expect him to track down the bandits, but we need to have a hound posse on hand for such events. So just keeping keeping everyone on alert.
Yeah. You then head back to your home, right?
Yeah, we always got stuff to do around the estate.
Excellent. I expect Malcifer probably wants some level of sleeping, or are you so wired from this experience?
I think I will crash as soon as I get back, won't I? Yeah. And sleep through the day, and probably wake up towards evening, break my fast for dinner. And I think I'll probably have a night of studying. I will, let's see. I definitely want to pick up embalming at my next level. I kind of wish I had already grabbed it, but such is life. You make the character and then you usually stick with it. Because all these undead are gross, and I don't want to get any nasty diseases. I ain't no paladin. So we'll be perfect. Yeah. Plus mummies, right?
Right.
So that's something I want to look for, is if there's is this something that's in the library? Like, do I have some books describing embalming?
You do.
Or there are, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I know one thing I wanted to think about. This is as much a question for myself as for you, but old Gadian burial practices. Like, how do we have would there be an undertaker in a camp this size? Did that fall to individuals, my family? I mean, maybe it's
your burial practices tend to be fairly straightforward.
Or gravekeeper.
Just, burying them. There's probably a priest in town who takes care of all the
we
digging.
established there's a chapel, but I think currently there's no priest.
But probably the last priest died.
At one point in time there would have been priests, and I think it would have been a priest to the old gods, but there's currently none, and probably no one who knows what, or has a direct line to what the proper practices would have been.
So at this point in time, people probably just next of kin just bury everyone.
Yeah, and you wouldn't need an undertaker for a village of 250 people, right?
Definitely not. Your family tends to have a mausoleum where all of your family members are entombed.
And in the past, would they have employed a tomb keeper, an undertaker, I don't know.
Maybe in days
gone
by.
Handle that in house? Am I finding in the library descriptions of how the house would inter their own?
Yeah. There are rules for the procedures and the proper way to embalm a body, to remove these organs and those organs and flood it with this and wrap it with that and leave it in a dry place.
So we'll keep thinking about this. I think it's mechanically it'll be 3rd level, or whenever I get that non-proficiency, that I've fully unlocked these secrets, but that's certainly something that I'm studying in my downtime. And what else? Other family secrets. I think I'm trying to link up the basement with the rest of the house. I guess a lot of that is starting to make sense, right? The wing of the house was built by Clarice, who I just deleted from my spreadsheet. Right, for her husband, Clarice was a necromancer, probably the 3rd necromancer. There was a 2nd who I found dead, entombed, killed by their own zombo or something like that. Or maybe that was someone's assistant? No, that was because there was they killed themselves making the shade? I don't know. There's a lot of mysteries in that basement. I do want to check. So after dark, I think once I can trust that. For whatever reason, it feels right to be surreptitious and sneaking around in the dark. Don't need Rosegrove thinking I've got a problem going down to that basement all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't be coming up from the murder basement with blood up to your elbows every day, right? So I think after they come inside, I sneak out to the basement and I go to check and make sure that that nothing crazy happened during the day, right? That the zombies didn't get loose, and right, they just stayed put where I put them. They can't climb. Can zombies climb ladders? Moved. Not without explicit command, as far as I know, right?
Right. Zombies struggle with ladders. They struggle quite a lot with a ladder. But they're all still in place. The skeletons are still in place. The shade hasn't moved. It's dimly outlined by this crimson glow to it. Just, it's hard to see, but once you know where the shade is and you're looking for it, you can sort of see a crimson outline to it. All is seemingly well. Yeah. So what is your plan here? So there are a lot of options here, and we can move through them.
Well, the long game is to systematically animate an undead army and use it to rule over all of Old Gadia, right, this whole island, probably from Pine Spur.
That's
so
the
long game is to build an army that can capable of conquering Pine Spur.
What's the short game?
But I don't know. So I guess I'm trying to decide. I mean, I need to find a source of bodies, right? So do I start digging up graveyards around here, or do I go and, I don't know, maybe these track down, if we can track down the bandits?
Okay.
I mean, I think eventually we'll probably just be rolling through, making every corpse into a zombie or a skeleton.
Okay.
To start, though, is it better to animate my own people as the living dead, or
what?
The others? Well, we've already flayed that one bandit, right?
He's already a skeleton for you.
He's already a skeleton. I think for now I can't make too much of a fuss. Although maybe that would be good. I mean, maybe it would be nice to have the attention of Pine Spur. Like let them send emissaries or knights or whatever to investigate us. Right? We'll just. Yeah. So maybe it wouldn't be too bad of a thing if rumors started to get out of what's. I don't know.
All right. So you're down in here, sort of poking around while you're considering your options.
Right.
Yeah. You're looking through these notebooks that you've got. You're reading them by candlelight as the zombies and skeletons sort of chitter. Now, the skeletons have this sort of like bone clacking on bone sound from time to time that gives them an ambient background noise. You can feel the presence. You can hear the presence of skeletons, really.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit disgusted to find that my whole family animated around me, right? I would have,
Are you not excited to be connected with your family again? You were alone, the last of your line, with no siblings or parents, and now here's grandparents and great uncles and aunts and great-grandparents. Great-great-grandparents.
It seems to me a bit of a waste, right? What was Clarice doing here, digging up? So I guess there's the whole dig up the family graveyard for corpses, right? That's already been done, right? That was.
I mean, there's some people missing, right? There's your parents that aren't here, anywhere to be found. They could be added to the collection. Did you have a sibling or more? If you have siblings, they could also be added. Because they're definitely dead. You haven't seen them.
So I think that's one thing I'm pondering.
As you flip through your notes, or through these notebooks in here, it appears that second script, the prolific one, is probably written by your grandmother Clarice. You do find a couple of notes on like a bottom corner of a page that says CW, and for a while you weren't sure what that meant, but you're now thinking it's Clarice Winters is the little CWs in the corners.
So she was initialing her journal.
Yeah, I mean, at first it looked like random scribbles and you couldn't make any sense of it, but after pouring through the library upstairs and looking through these things, it looks like Clarice Winters was probably the necromancer here. She made additions to the house to create that tower for her husband to live in.
And a basement for herself, right? So she must have made the whole basement. And then someone more recently was working in the other room.
Someone at least patched up the other room. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was Rose? Rose was Clarice's husband's potential lover, right? Was that that plot? Or that may have been me adding in my own.
That might be you adding in your own. I don't think we know who Rose is yet, right? It's just a skull
she was
on a
mentioned,
table.
Well, she was mentioned in a diary that I found somewhere.
What did it say? I don't remember what I've told you and what I have kept secret. So
it was. She was just mentioned as. Was she a maid or something in the house? She wasn't a member of the family, but I remember. But I was able to find some mention of her in like the.
Yeah.
I think it's a case where Mousefer can't remember. Right? He saw some mention of Rose in a book upstairs somewhere, but I can't remember whose journal it was. And I don't know how much I really care about digging into that family drama. It's such a tangled web.
It is.
And so many, I don't know, inconsistencies laid bare, or hypocrisy. How much cognitive dissonance can one necromancer keep up?
So you're down here in the basement working on these things when you hear the familiar voice of Lord Rosegrove calling to you from the trap door. Do you normally leave the trap door open or closed?
I don't think we've established. I think I haven't spent enough time down here to establish. This is the middle of the night, by the way.
It is the middle of the night.
Yeah, I do. So I probably hear it. Do I hear a knocking, or did he just come down to find me? I don't think we've established. Like, I think
I'm going to say you left the trap door open to come on down, and you just hear a voice.
I think I would leave it closed.
Okay.
Right. Because we had the issue with the rain the first night. I think I would have gotten in the habit of leaving it closed behind me, unless it's difficult to get out, or I would worry for my safety closed down here.
No.
Does the ladder need to be propped in and out each time, or is it?
No, it can be sat down in. It's fine. So then you would hear a knocking on the trap door, followed by it slightly creaking open, and a voice calling, Master Winters! Yeah. Master Winters! The sheriff is here!
I emerge from the basement, But
Lord Rosegrove will...
shortly, I shout, and go to leave quickly. Are there books down here that I wouldn't want seen? Like, is there a reason to keep this library separate from the one upstairs? Is it there?
The books down here have lots of sketches of corpses and writings
so
on.
The separation seems reasonable.
Yeah. There's
no staircase from inside the house.
No, this basement is completely separated from the house. There's no cross.
Okay. I come out the hatch, hopefully not in sight of the sheriff and the houndsman, but it sounds like they.
Right, they are inside.
I come climbing
in a
up the ladder. They're inside.
Lord Rosegrove takes you to one of your sitting rooms, where the sheriff is standing, cap in hand, waiting for you.
Yeah. I come. It's not raining anymore, is it?
No, it's a dry day.
But I'm still probably covered in dirt, at the very least.
Yeah, you're probably got a little bit of debris
scent about me of old musty tomes, maybe something else. Which would be odd for a noblewoman. Nobleman to. I see. Here I am. I'm embracing the Melicifer. So I come in all dirty, walking from outside of my own estate, and sheriff. Are there houndsmen with him, or just is he alone?
Just by himself. Lord Winters.
How was it? Yeah, good hunting.
Almost. The huntsmen came across a bandit camp, but there were a lot of them. And huntsmen didn't feel they could properly take them all. They reported 10 bandits, armed and armored, in a small camp.
Are all the dogs okay? Everyone made it back?
The hounds are fine, yes. He seems a little thrown that you're asking for the safety of the dogs before the safety of the people. But he, he's a pro. He rolls with it.
I don't know. Odd minds. Okay. How far off were these bandits?
5 miles away. I could have one of the huntsmen show you.
Yes, please. Send Edgar, I say.
Edgar?
Actually,
he's
is that a good idea? Right? He was a lumberjack.
I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Edgar's not in any condition to be moved, my lord.
I wouldn't even. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's yeah. He was a lumberjack, not a huntsman. So that wouldn't make any sense, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so then we'll introduce a new character. Yeah. They're probably resting now.
Yeah. Norman the Carpenter's dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's dead.
Norman the Carpenter, he's still on my living.
Is he?
How did the Carpenter... No, the Carpenter was fine. He just had a spooky night.
Oh, so
Edgar was the one that I tried to murder.
Right. The Carpenter survived.
I think
Norman's chill.
Norman directly witnessed, but he was there the night that I had that altercation with Edgar. Okay. All right. So hopefully in the morning, one of the huntsmen will come to lead me to this bandit camp, and then I'll take my undead to attack the bandits.
So you will need a huntsman to show you the way.
Now I'm wondering, do I go? Is there a way? Like how? I've got the night to work. Could I possibly disguise my undead? Oh, I could send the shade to investigate first. That may be worth doing. Spy on the bandits. Got 11 undead. How hard would it be to they're obviously dead, right? I can't just put a robe around them, gloves over their hands and boots on their feet.
You could do that for the skeletons, and no one would be the wiser, especially at night. The zombies have a shuffle.
So that's what I'm. So I've probably got until morning till the huntsman shows up.
No, the huntsman's down by the barn. He wasn't allowed to come in the house.
Oh, he's here?
Yeah, he's just out on the property.
Oh, so
he's too lowly to come into the house.
So he's coming right now. It's midnight, right? Then the sheriff's here telling me they found the bandit camp.
Yeah, it's probably a little later than midnight, actually. But they came right here once the huntsman came back from their scouting out and finding things. And
okay, so I'm send the huntsman, and he's like, "Oh, I'll get him," and he's just
hold
waiting
on.
out the barn.
I'll go get Hannibal for you.
And
please.
here I am thinking I've gotten until the morning. Hannibal is the name.
Hannibal the huntsman.
All right. I don't know how to spell Hannibal, but that's fine.
Hannibal. Yes. He's a great scout. Fantastic at scaling mountains, crossing seas, leading armies, eating people.
Whoops. I have most certainly overbrewed my tea. I poured it during the break, and I think we're 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
corpse. Cool. So does he come in? Like the sheriff goes and gets Hannibal right the second? Does he look...
There's some time. You've got, 10 minutes before he shows up or whatever. Maybe not quite 10, but...
Now I'm confused. Time. Is he here now, or is he coming?
He's in the barn. The sheriff will go get him if you want. It'll take 5 minutes.
Barn, right? That's super weird that he's waiting in my barn.
Yeah, your abandoned barn outside on the property. He wasn't allowed in the house, but they just put the huntsman and his dogs in the barn.
Have I met do I know who this guy is? Or
yeah, probably. You've met him. It's a small town. You kind of know everyone there. Sort of. In some small way. You'll probably recognize his face.
What is he doing in my... I'm going to go see what the fuck he's doing in my barn. I think I'd go with the sheriff to go talk to this guy.
Sure. Lord Rosegrove tags along.
Does he have his dogs with him or something, and he didn't want to bring them to the house?
He has a few dogs. It becomes apparent that Lord Rosegrove thought the dogs would track a lot of mud in the house, and so he left Hannibal and his hounds in the barn so as not to create a mess. But to give them some form of shelter. And here you are face to face with Hannibal and Freddy, the sheriff, while Lord Rosegrove stands on the sidelines in case you need anything.
Does he have a torch or something, or is he just hanging out here in the dark?
He has a lantern that he's hung on an old rusty nail. When you find him, he's squatting in the mud, scratching his dogs, and when they see you approach, he stands up fully, gives you a stiff bow.
Can animal handling be used on puppers?
Yeah. Maybe at disadvantage because they're so cute.
Okay, I'm not sure how animal handling usually works. You might usually need to feed them, but I just want to... I need a roll for puppers.
What are you trying to do with these puppies?
Roll D20 KL1.
Wait, what are you doing to the puppies?
What are you doing to the puppies? Oh, critical failed. I think that the dogs do not like me. They start they start barking as soon as I walk in.
Yeah.
Oh, the second one was... Oh, yeah.
No, it's definitely like they smell the undead on you.
Yeah.
They can smell the necrotic evil energy rolling off of you, and they immediately start growling.
Yeah. All right, Hannibal. I think to myself, I will not... Hannibal, let's speak outside. Or let's speak inside.
They move away. You all move away from the dogs.
Sideways to the dogs. Yeah. Normally, normally animals trust me so instinctively. What is it they sense on me? I think I have a weird stare down with the dogs, and making eye contact with them just makes them even madder. Yeah. And they bark as we step outside. Oh, you got it. Wait, there's a show good boy icon?
There's a show good boy. Yeah, there is.
Who's that dog?
Nimrod or some kobold.
Wait, turned into a puppy?
Well, yeah, it's what's his name? Matthew Berger Art did the emote, and it's a kobold, although it looks sort of like a dog, but our dogs and kobolds are pretty similar. Show good boy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
So good. Okay. What was there was that emote. What emote did I think of earlier in the show?
Oh, it was... I don't know. You had an idea, though, didn't you?
Someone remind me later. All right. All right. Does Hannibal look like he needs to rest?
Nope.
Have you... Really?
He's just standing at attention next to you. It's late, but, he's in the presence of his lord. He's not going to show fatigue. Be very unmanly of him.
Yeah. Like, you've seen the camp?
Yes, Lord.
I've got some, I'll need to make some calls. Go ahead and rest for a couple of hours. I look up, guessing the time of night. How many hours till dawn? Can I start to see light in the east?
No, we're in the witching hour. It's after midnight,
I'm
before 4.
Get some rest, Hannibal. Water the hounds. come back at dawn. I'll need you to guide us back to the bandits.
He bows again and grabs his dogs with a whistle and heads back to town to get a few hours of sleep.
Lord Rosegrove, I shout, and entering the apartment.
He comes hurrying.
I turn to the sheriff as to like whatever, see him out as well. I'm like, to dismiss is the word I'm looking for. Dismiss the sheriff. So I give whatever exchange for, thank you for your assistance in this, sheriff. That'll be all. You'll probably need be liking some rest yourself. I assume takes the hint and just leaves.
He does.
Lord Rosegrove, I want to see if he can get me some disguises for the skellies. Do we have any old do you know if there's any old
you've got a few
anywhere?
There's clothes from former family members. You've got a few changes of clothes. There's spare clothing in the house.
Yeah, so with the help of the staff, or whatever we would call them, of the house, the house staff, we'll see if we can find enough clothes to disguise the skeletons as mercenaries.
You have 7 skeletons?
Yeah, so I don't know if we can find an old room with old clothes and just
you have 8 possible disguises, let's call them outfits to hide your skeletons.
Little dresses and stuff. No.
Long cloaks, boots, gloves, hats to cover faces, that sort of thing.
The gloves and boots are key. And hopefully I don't have a weapon arsenal or an armory or anything, do I?
No. There's probably a suit of chainmail somewhere in the house.
Really? Because I would be wearing it if it existed. No, I don't think so.
Okay, maybe not.
No, I think what kind of noble family would have an arsenal in their basement?
A lot. That's actually super common.
Well, anyways.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I mean, I couldn't. Yeah.
Okay, so there's no armor around skeletons.
No, I think they'll have. I'll arm them with mismatched. So I think I'll have the staff help me find. We probably go into storage and pull out a couple boxes of some of these old clothes. Yeah. So they're probably somewhat nobly clothes, but they're dated. They're from 60 years ago, and
moths have gotten to them a little bit here and there.
And I'll tell the staff they can get to bed too. So I will assemble my skeletons out in the backyard and just wrap them all head to toe in these assortment of clothes to cover every bone exposed.
Give me a perception check while you do all this.
Yeah, actually, I will do that I'll take the clothes into the basement. I'll probably just drag. I'm pretty strong, but I'll probably just drag them and toss them into the basement and get the skeletons closed underground.
Never mind. Don't make me a perception check then.
Yeah.
You assemble your 7 skeletons in the basement. You dress them appropriately.
I arm them with. It's totally gonna be transparent that something is fishy. But the cover story that I'm gonna tell the huntsman is these are mercenaries that I've hired. That's the official story. And we'll arm them with various household. I don't know, improvised clubs and probably kitchen knives and stuff.
You can get a meat cleaver here, a pitchfork there. There's a cudgel.
Table leg, yeah.
Yeah, a meat tenderizer from the kitchen as well. Just a nice big mallet with lumps on it.
Yeah, so we scrape together various improvised weapons. Get everyone covered in cloaks and gloves and boots and hat pulled. And I think I'm gonna have to wrap their faces. Can they still sense the world if their eyes are covered?
If it's very thin fabric, like a veil or something, that'll work. But if it's too thick, it will blind them.
Interesting. Then I'll probably wrap them, leaving eye slots open. So basically, a full head wrap. Probably scarves and stuff. I mean, everyone, I'll work with what I've got, but probably most of them will just have scarves wrapped everywhere except their little eye sockets and hoods pulled over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So how many Skeletors do I have?
You have a total of, I want to say, you have 7, right?
I have 6 skeletons.
6 skeletons, perfect, and 8 costumes.
Oh, and one of them is he even gets to wear his old bandit clothes.
Yeah.
So if the bandits look closely, they'll be like, "Hey, isn't that what's his name's shirt and cloak and boots and gloves with this? Now he's got a weird scarf wrapped around his face." But yeah, totally. I'll redress that flayed bandit as his former self.
Excellent. You can tell by the pinkishness of the bones. Say what?
He had at least a dagger or something. What did he was
I think he came in with a short sword or an axe or something. He did have a weapon.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, axes make great improvised weapons. If I can find a little hatchet or something, I don't know. All right. So these 6 skeletons, once they're presentable, I'll like lead them up the stairs, and I probably need to be more careful with the commands I give, huh? Or am I starting to think? Right.
Because your skeletons will attack on sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will attack any living thing unless you tell them not to attack, in which case they will not attack anything. But you know, if they're in attack mode, they will just attack living things until it's over.
I think it seems like they've got an instinctive hatred for life, right?
Something like that, definitely.
So if they're not properly distracted otherwise, their default mode is to just snuff it out whenever they sense it. So how do I so I think I mean they're off now, right? I'm like, don't attack anyone,
right? Don't
hurt anyone, right? Come follow me up this ladder. And just before dawn, I come creeping out of the basement. I need to get some coffee or something if I'm gonna pull an all-nighter here. And assemble my skeletons in the backyard.
They are assembled?
Out by the barn. All right, so we got 6 skeletons, improvised weapons. Zombies are so... Yeah, but probably not good for a raid.
They're a little slow, but they have a lot of hit points. They're hard to kill, and they do a lot of damage. They're tough. Shit.
But disguising one of them as, that's gonna stink, right?
Your huntsman would recognize something is very off about these, ambling, semi-groaning mercenaries
skeletons
with a stench.
Wrapped head to toe in cloths.
Yeah.
My hope is that he'll be like, who are these mysterious, I don't know, whatever. They'll get.
Are you gonna bring
they'll
zombies?
Understand eventually. No, I think I will. The huntsman will come find me with these assembled mercenaries in the outback by the stables.
Just around dawn. The huntsman shows up a little early because he's
sipping coffee or tea or whatever Tomas was able to make for me.
Yeah, your huntsman is a good servant, a good I don't know what you call it. What's someone who's bound to a lord? There's a term. I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, he shows up 15 minutes early, just in case you need him for something.
With the dogs or no?
With the dogs, yes.
Okay. How many? He has 2, you said?
3.
3 doggos. All right. I'll kind of ignore the dogs, try not to gather their attention.
Okay.
Keep my mercenary separate. I'm Hannibal.
He bows.
And flag him over. You'll have to lead myself and these mercenaries to the bandit camp.
Of course, my lord.
And I think he probably has to steer the dogs wide of.
Yeah, the dogs aren't too happy about this. They're barking up a storm. He does his best to keep them in line and hush them. Let me give him a check here. Oh, he's good with his animals. He gets them to quiet down enough, but every now and then they'll give a growl.
Bringing the shade might be a good idea, because that would give me vision. Like scouting. How many bandits did he say there were? There were too many for them, right?
There were 10.
There were 10.
Yeah.
I can do that with 6 skeletons.
Are you rolling as Necromancer? Is that who you are right now?
Yes.
Okay,
Is there a character sheet for Malcifer?
I don't know if there's a character sheet for him.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I can assign the skeletons to your commands.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 6 skeletons for you.
Where? Oh, skeleton.
I will bring you to the map when you get there.
There's a map, huh?
There will be a battle map for you and your skeletons to assault the bandits camp.
All right.
We're gonna need a Malcifer token. Can you describe yourself for me?
Not in terms that are useful for a token.
Excellent.
He's a human male. And he's got like leather trench coat, full body leather armor, and an axe, like an executioner's axe.
Okay.
Maybe just like a black robed human. I might even be able to.
Ooh, black robed, huh? I've got a black robed guy with a wicked knife.
A wicked knife.
Yeah, is that good enough? I mean, I'm looking for a black robed guy with an axe.
Is there an executioner? Is that a thing?
Ooh,
Oh, but then you probably have like a mask on, huh?
maybe.
I mean, what's this knife token? Or are you putting it on? Is it on the?
I
We
will.
can just roll with something for now and sort it out later.
Sure. Let's see. I've got this guy. I'm just gonna throw down a couple of things real quick, and then the version of him with the dagger instead.
We can. I mean, that's better for now. It's better than the weirdo with a skull on a stick.
Right.
It's got he's got a mask or something. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe,
We'll use this
maybe
guy for now. Malcifer Winters. Go. Winter, singular. Got it.
And it's Melicifer.
Malicifer Winter.
Z. It's my middle name. I don't know. That's my other last name. Melicifer Winters. Right.
You just know that they're going to keep calling you Malicifer now.
I know.
The recaps will always be Malicifer. I think that's the way it should be. Okay, excellent. So the huntsman will
so I think
lead
he
you
has
to
to
the
lead
bandits'
with the
camp at
dogs a little
dawn.
ways. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, that's it. That's what I was saying. I'm done.
Yeah. So I think the Hannibal and his hounds will have to lead the way, and I will follow with the skeletons behind, who are on not attack command. Does Hannibal have a ranged weapon, or is he?
He has a short bow with him.
Okay.
He will lead you to a spot on a slight rise, and there's a little bit of a trail. He says, down this trail, there's a creek, and just on the other side of the creek is the bandit camp. There's some assembled tents, and then
I like squint
bandits.
from this hill. I think the skeletons are like lined up. A couple hundred. So he came to the hill probably and stopped with the dogs.
Yep.
And I stop the skeletons early, and I walk up to the hill next to them, and I'm looking out. Can I see their tents or like a line of smoke rising in the dawn?
Not yet. It looks like they have yet to light their morning fires. It's early morning here. You can't really see the camp. It's kind of beyond some tree coverage. You'd have to go down the hill and across the stream to get to them.
How far is it?
Oh, a few hundred feet, probably. It's close.
That's close enough. Okay. It probably won't be effective, but I'm okay. I tell him to stay here. I'll with the hounds. I say I'll send our mercenaries in and join you in just a moment. And so I head back down to our side of the hill, and to the skeletons. I'm like, whatever you do, don't harm the huntsman. And it's probably totally an ineffective command, right?
Totally ineffective.
Yeah. All right. Circle around this path, enter the camp, and kill them all.
Okay.
Not the huntsman. So I steer them.
Right. Your skeletons are basic intelligence, so they can pretty much just go forward and attack. The concept of like circling around and attacking from the other side is beyond your basic skeletons. You'll need more advanced skeletons.
When I say attack, they would just start lunging up the hill towards the huntsman.
Down the hill.
I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you say attack right now, the huntsman's the closest thing. They'll go for him. So you'll have to like walk them a little closer.
I think I realized, there's probably an awkward moment where I realize, right? Where I give the commands that I just gave, and they start lunging up the hill. I'm like, no, wait, stop.
They stop.
Follow me this way, and I will lead them close enough that like the huntsman is farther away than the bandits, and send them in. So I will have to, if I say follow me, and I circle around the hill.
Yeah.
And let's see the battle map. I can position us all.
You're in the lower right corner of the map. I guess most of these guys are in tents, so you probably can't see them.
Yeah, you should probably hide those guys from me.
I'm gonna hide them from you.
Yeah, so...
you can see one guy near the fire. He looks like he's gathered some wood, and you can hear the sound of the flint and the steel clacking together as he tries to get a spark going for the morning camp.
Yeah. Now, enter the camp, kill them all, and I will pull back, like off the edge of the map, and prepare a crossbow. My plan is probably to rejoin even with Hannibal and take up a position on top of that hill, but we'll see.
Okay.
I think we should probably roll like a surprise and an initiative for the for the skeletons.
I will roll a surprise check for the enemy, see if they are caught unawares. They are. Wow, 30% chance, and right within there. So this guy, I think if he's surprised, he's probably on this side of the fire, actually, with his back to where you guys are, trying to start it. And he's not going to notice until the skeletons cross the stream and start making their way up the slight hill.
Yeah. So I don't think I have control of my mouse for token, but I have the skeletons.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me double check. Let me make sure you can control that token.
But in any case, I'm sort of stepping off the edge of the map. Skeletons have been issued the.
There you go. You should have
command.
You should have control of the token now, I believe.
Yeah. Cool.
Wonderful.
So I'm loading a crossbow bolt as the skeletons charge in. Shall we roll?
You have a surprise round, so go ahead and just have the skeletons.
Yeah, they can move.
Run amok.
120 feet and still attack, right? I mean,
yes.
They'll probably be slightly slowed by these, by the trees and stuff. So maybe this group starts heading off this direction. They got more movement. This group is going to run straight in and just mob up on this guy. Probably he's like bent over the fire, back turned, and these three skeletons just surround him and pound on him with their improvised weapons. So let me check my stat block. Necromancy. Skeletons are all the way at the bottom. Not quite all the way at the bottom. All right, they have +1 to hit, D6 improvised weapons. Is that cool?
That is perfect.
Oh, we need to get these guys bows. Skeleton archers. Oh, that's scary. All right, D20 +1 +2 for back attack. So
yes.
Is there a full-on surprise?
Yes. So it should be...
So +5 total.
Yes.
Is it up 3 times? There's an 18, an 11, and a 12. Is this guy armored?
13. Yeah, he's got leathers on. So 1 hit.
Bummer. 6 points of damage.
Almost, but not quite. He's alive.
And I think these guys will come just like barging into this tent and attacking whoever's there.
There are two prone folks in here who are sort of waking up as the tent gets barged through by skeletons.
Yeah, let me check this guy's movement to see if he's got enough to like. There's like 20. Oh, he can move a full 180 and still attack, right? Even if that's like halved by running through those trees. Yeah, so I think this fourth guy will come, probably just charging through the fire, not even paying it any attention, and making an attack at that guy.
Oh, excellent.
So 2 skeletons barging into this tent, each making an attack against their respective dude. Total of +5 to hit. Maybe, crit.
Oh, beautiful.
That's the one on the right. Let's just resolve that damage. 2d6, right? 3d6.
Yep. These guys are prone. Yeah, 3d6.
9 points of damage.
That will rip the guy on the right, you say?
Yeah.
He
and
just
then the other
dies.
one is a 16, which should just be a hit.
Yep.
So he takes 3 points of damage. And then there's one more attack against the guy by the fire. This is not a back attack, it's just surprise, right?
Right.
Still a crit.
Oh my god. Clears by 10.
Just clears by 10, so 11. He's
wrecked. Yeah.
Okay. And now we'll roll for initiative.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Malsifer has a clear shot anywhere.
Let me check to see if these guys in the other tents are alerted.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they definitely hear it. There's the shouts and the cries of the man by the fire as the skeletons come in and start hacking. He's caught unawares, but he does scream, "Attack!" before he dies miserably.
Yeah, so Malsifer loads his crossbow in that surprise round. Mm-hmm. Should I roll for each of the skeletons individually?
That seems time-consuming.
Okay, so I'll just roll for one skeleton.
Why don't we just do one for the skeletons, one for the bandits? Will it just be a flat d10 then?
Is there initiative modifier 3 for medium-sized creature, or 4?
If so, then it's a wash, because they're both medium-sized creatures, you know?
I mean, normally we'd use weapon speed, right? Or we just do
but with groups, we should just do just a straight d10.
Am I in the skeletons group, or?
You are the skeletons. You will probably go on your own speed, actually. Roll yourself for your own initiative. Yeah, one for each group of creatures.
Okay, but I guess no weapon speed even.
Right. So Malsifer is first.
Yeah, so I think he loads his crossbow. He walks up here and like takes a shot, and then casually like walks back behind the tree.
What do you shoot at?
So I'll walk here. I'll like as soon as a bandit comes running out of a tent, I'll shoot him, and then step back. The skeletons are going after the bandit. So I think the bandits are the first to really move. I'm in position.
Right.
First one that runs out takes a bolt, and
this bandit comes out of the tent right for one of your skeletons who he doesn't know it's a skeleton
like a
yet.
Flank to me.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Definitely.
Is that +1 to hit?
+1 to hit.
12. Is there another?
You need another one in there.
He's still surprised. He can't see me, right? I'm just like here. He doesn't know that I'm there. There's a bonus.
Okay. We'll give you a surprise attack for him because he's unaware that there's an archer around. Go for it. Another +1 is a hit.
Yeah. This would also like mechanically that would like justify like if you're hidden and you take a shot, you get a bonus to hit, right?
Yeah.
Or you should.
Yeah. Absolutely.
D6 +1 for a light crossbow. 3 points of damage.
Wounds the guy, who then proceeds to hack into the skeleton's body with a wild miss. The next guy comes out also at the skeleton with another miss. The one inside the tent gets to his feet and attacks over here with a hit.
So I think these skeletons just have 12 AC, right? He's got a weapon nearby.
Yeah, he's got a weapon in his tent. He's a bandit.
Right, it looks like it's 12 plus, right? And if these guys just have clothes on, they're just 12.
They're just 12, yeah. It is a slashing weapon that he's got, or a piercing weapon. It's a short sword, so it does half damage to your leftmost skeleton in this tent down here. It takes 2 divided by 2 is 1 from the short sword.
8 the HP of the skeleton?
Skeletons have 8 HP. They regenerate 1 per day.
They regenerate.
But the natural magic kind of lets them rebuild if they have enough time out of combat.
Yeah. How much damage did you say?
1 after taking into the half damage account.
Okay.
The next guy gets out, comes over here, gets a back attack, which is a hit. Or 4 divided by 2 is 2 damage. This one comes out of the tent. Comes over behind. Makes a 15, 16, 17, 18. Does not clear by 10. For 2 points of damage. Divided by 2 is another 1 to your skeleton nearby. These guys start pouring out of the tents. This one comes here, attacks this skelly for a miss. This one will come over here, attack that guy at the edge of the tent with a 20, but does not clear by 10, so not a crit. For 1 point of damage, reduced.
Which skeleton is that? Can you ping the bandit that was?
Okay.
Okay. 1 point of damage, you say?
1 point of damage, and this one will come out and around the backside here, attacking this skeleton with a hit for 6 divided by 2 is 3 damage.
All right.
And now the skeletons go.
Return fire. This skeleton will attack the wounded guy right there. D20 plus 1.
Oh my god.
20? Is that double damage?
Just double.
7 points of damage to this wounded
wrecks
guy.
him.
This one over here will turn around and return fire. Missing. This guy over here will engage with this guy. Is a hit.
Holy crap.
5 points of damage. This guy here turns around.
That drops him.
Fire. Nice. 11 is a miss. In the tent, the skeleton will attack the wounded guy. 12 damage. No bonus. Yeah, no other combat modifiers.
No, these guys are toe to toe.
Damn, it's a miss.
Miss as well. Okay. Let's roll initiative for next round. Yep.
Is there any? Are they communicating? So we're just rolling. What? We're just rolling straight.
Straight D10s. Yeah. Keeping it simple. It is becoming apparent during this first round of combat. Wow, another 4 for you, lucky. That these mercenaries are not regular mercenaries. You can hear from, you're not that far away, right? You're like 60, 80 feet from them. Yeah, you can hear the shouts of, my God, they're not bleeding. What are they? And it's your turn.
Yeah, so I will take a shot. D20, looks like no back attack. Oh, there's a back attack there. So I'll just take a D20 plus 2 for back attack. Plus, am I still hidden, or have they seen what they're...
No, the bolt has come through. There's been shouting about archers to the south. The shot misses.
So I take another shot, I miss, and I'll like run along the hillside over to here.
Right.
Somewhat hidden. Skeletons and bandits go at the same time.
The bandits are breaking. It's become apparent that these are maybe not regular people.
Right,
they're also being ambushed.
And yeah, they've lost half of their numbers. Okay, so we should resolve attacks though, because they're going to get chased.
All your skeletons should get attacks this round, and the bandits are going to disengage and run.
Right. So going from, let's actually go from this top guy here.
Okay.
12 o'clock, we'll go clockwise. There's an attack against the top bandit.
It's a miss.
I haven't even rolled. 8 is also a miss.
No.
Next skeleton down. 7 is also a miss. Inside the tent, right skeleton is also a miss.
Oh my god, oh my god.
It doesn't matter though. They're okay, so
there's a crit.
This skeleton here was
Oh, okay, that one. Got it.
Yeah. So that's just a hit, right? Oh no, it clears by
it's
5.
A crit.
So 2d6. 5 points of damage, and the last skeleton is just a regular hit, which will hopefully bring that guy down.
He dies.
Is 1 point of damage enough?
1 point is enough. He was at 1 HP. Yeah.
All right, and then I think they go scattering. It looks like we'll get 1, 2,
5.
3, 4.
I count 5. This guy runs this way. This one goes this way. This one goes towards the river. I mean, these guys are withdrawing and just kind of scattering in every direction.
Yeah. All right. D20 plus 3 for back attack. So there's a 1.
Oh, no,
2.
they're disengaging. They're taking a.
Oh, they're
proper
disengaged. They're taking. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They flee.
I think the skeletons pursue though. So I guess we'll roll in, right? And skeletons are faster than people. Is that what I'm reading properly?
Skeletons are faster than people. So.
So I think each of these bandits goes off running with a skeleton just chasing after. So no opportunity attacks would have been made, but I think we're gonna need to like.
Yeah. So the bandits will start to run.
If the bandits escape, right?
It's clear that the skeletons are chasing them, and let me give a quick check here for the folks. Yeah, they're aware that they're being chased and that their enemies are faster than them. So this is just going to turn into a series of one-on-one fights throughout the board.
Yeah, which is probably not ideal, but Malsifer will go around and clean up the mess.
Okay, so let's roll initiative again for bandits and skeletons. Oh my god, another. It's just 4s and 7s, man.
Malsifer hasn't rolled yet. That was last round.
7s.
4s and 7s. All right, bandits go first, right? So they realize they're being pursued.
They do, and they stop and turn back. I'm actually gonna give some of them. Oh yeah.
I mean, they can disengage again and keep like fleeing. They may not like the skeletons are only slightly faster. Right? They can still, if they win initiative, they can disengage
and
run, maybe get behind a tree and escape. I mean, so it's still possible to run, right? Even if you're faster, you're smarter than an undead, right? One of them may duck and weave behind a tree and get away.
This top guy is aware that he's being chased by a skeleton. He can hear the clack of bones, the scraps of holes in the fabric revealing like bony protrusions. So this guy is going to turn his short sword on the side and make an attack at disadvantage to try and like bludgeon the skeleton with his blade, which is not meant to be doing that. Oh, but even with the disadvantage, he rolls a 13 and hits your skeleton for 3 bludgeoning points of damage at the top.
Okay.
This guy to the left of it fails his intelligence check and just makes a regular attack, which is a miss. The guy on the far left passes his int check, makes his attack at disadvantage. A 13 again. Hits for 5 against your skeleton.
That one's still up. Yes.
Going counterclockwise. This guy... Actually, he's being chased by 2. He is just going to run. He's going to keep fleeing, but it's not going to be very good for him.
Should we roll like opposed something checks to see if he can or can he roll like a, I don't know, like a dex check or like a willpower or wisdom check or something to evade the skeletons, right? He can disengage, run, and like if he could lose them behind a tree or something like that,
right? Because they're not super smart. I will give him like a stealth check or something like that.
Yeah.
Some sort of ability, some sort of like run and hide in a bush. Oh no, he botches it. He tries to hide in a bush.
So he disengages, runs. The skeletons will.
They will
follow.
They will be able to follow and actually engage him on this turn because his hiding is atrocious. Just downright embarrassing.
Right, and then there's this guy over here that's running in my general.
And he fails his int check, but passes his morale check. So he just makes a regular attack against the skeleton. For 7-8 to hit is a miss, and that's all the bandits.
All right, so I'll return fire. Can you see which skeletons I highlight or no?
No.
Okay. So I'll start with the one nearest to me, which is the last bandit you attacked.
Okay.
I'll make an attack roll. It's a miss. Malsifer will take a shot from this guy's flank with a 12. Can I get another +1 for...
Can you get another +1 in there somewhere?
For cover? Like, maybe, I mean, should he roll to see if he's noted? I mean, he's kind of noted.
No, I don't think there's another +1, although I'd like to give it to you.
Yeah, I don't think I have. Yeah.
No.
I'm only level 1. No dex, no strength. I think it's just a miss.
It's just hits his armor and sits in it.
Skeleton up top is engaged with the guy. He is a miss. To his left. Did they engage?
They're engaged.
What's going on over here? Okay.
Yep, they're all engaged and facing each other.
All right, this wounded one is a crit. That's what we need.
Yep.
For only 3 points of damage. Damn it, he's not quite dead.
He's not quite dead.
And then the 2 that have like just jumped on this guy in a bush, they probably don't get back attack. There's 1 hit.
There we go.
5 points of damage.
That is exactly his HP. He goes down.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna have to roll into another round. Clean up this mess.
So the bandits and skeletons are probably farther than I've moved them on the map because they did like a full round of disengage. So I think these 2 skeletons probably can't see anything else, and they're just gonna stand idly over this body because there's nothing else in sight. And skeletons are fairly dumb creatures. So we'll ignore them and deal with everybody else. Oh. Slow bandits this time around.
Where's my Mousifer? Ooh. Mousifer goes first. 50 feet is walking distance. Still probably better off just taking a shot and not switching to melee weapons. I got 1 HP. Already 20 plus 1 for a flank is a 12 again.
God.
I should have bothered to circle around for a back attack or something.
Oh well. You can move there now.
Skeletons return fire with a 9 that's still 8 is a miss, so those guys are engaged. And then there's we'll
The
go
ones up top.
We're gonna switch directions.
Uh-oh.
Going counterclockwise now. All right, the
Okay.
very top skeleton is a miss. To his left is a miss, and the wounded one might finally seal the deal with 3. Is that enough to bring that guy
enough.
down?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Remaining bandits.
So I got 3 bandits that are still alive.
The one on the right, over here, kind of near Mousifer, is going to lay down arms and beg for his life against the skeleton.
Does he drop to his knees or something?
Yes. He just drops down and says, "Mercy, mercy!" Which will give the skeleton attack of opportunity because the skeleton is undead and cannot give him mercy.
I don't think it would give him an attack opportunity.
I think
it would just keep attacking on its turn.
I think dropping to your knees and begging for your life is the equivalent of like turning your back and running away. I feel like that's exposing enough of a weak point, you know?
Fair enough. Maybe +1 for high ground because you kneel.
Yeah. Oh.
I was Mousifer might have showed mercy, but the skeleton does not. So he like begs for mercy, kneels down. Before I can even intervene, the skeleton just probably just like shoves whatever like kitchen knife into the poor guy's eye socket, or
the bandit up top actually hits your skeleton here with the flat of his blade for 5 damage.
That's enough to kill the skeleton.
The skeleton breaks apart into other components and collapses to the ground, and the bandit will flee into the woods. The other bandit makes his regular attack and misses, and it's not looking good for this one last guy. I think probably this skeleton over here
probably
would be
dies, but in the intro, let's see. Should we keep rolling initiative? And
one more round of initiative, I believe, is in order.
Just in the interest of, because the body counts count.
They matter. They really do matter.
There's a skeleton, which is slow. I'll roll for Mousifer. Maybe he can roll a perception check to like get it, like spot the guy and take a shot through the woods, but maybe not.
Maybe not.
He gets one more move. Does he attack the skeleton, or does he try to get out of there?
He's still at full HP, and it's just this one skeleton against him.
He's probably alone in the woods.
Okay. Yeah.
Sun's probably just starting to rise. Maybe he's getting better vision.
He goes for
I should have asked for darkness.
Runs like all the way up to the hilt of his blade into the skeleton, but the blade just passes between ribs, pulls it out.
Skeleton returns fire.
Fresh, and you can't see it, but his eyes go ridiculously wide as the blade does nothing.
5 points of damage from the skeleton returning fire.
Oh my god, he's so close to dead.
Mousifer will roll a perception check to see if he can like notice that there's a skeleton still engaging with the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you
I can hear the commotion.
Mm-hmm.
The last bit of life left in this camp, other than myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I will like walk forward into the camp. What is that movement there? It's like 60 feet. How far can an non-proficient
120 feet and make
archer
a half shot?
Move and take a shot?
Half
What
movement.
about a full shot? You have to stand your ground.
Yeah, stand your ground to make a full accompaniment of attacks. But you
Really?
can load a crossbow while you walk. I feel like
So I think I
crossbow.
walk into the camp, loading a crossbow. Next round, I'll have initiative of 1. We're not actually using modifiers.
Right.
So.
So the skeleton goes now.
Skeleton already went. Skeleton did that 5, but a skeleton rolls a 1 on the next round, and I think finishes the job.
Okay. Yeah. Bandit rolls
16 is a hit.
an 8. Bandit's at 2 HP. He goes down.
3. Okay. So Malcifer standing in the bandit camp, crossbow loaded, looking around at the carnage. All is quiet, and I think we roll into our second break.
Yep. We will be back with the results of the mayhem on the other side. Bye-bye.